This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world.
I'm Bruce.
And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. What's up, Bruce?
Jody, I'm freezing. It is
Freezing?
so cold out here today. And it's not even that cold outside.
No.
But I'm just like, man, it's cold. I don't know what the deal is.
You got
apparently.
a chill in your bones over there?
I guess my old bones are cold.
Yeah.
So.
I had to turn the heat down in here. It was warm.
Yeah. But that's not going to stop me from enjoying a cold beverage.
That's for sure. I'm looking forward to mine. It's a new one that I haven't tried, so
yes,
I'm excited.
So it's January, and a lot of people celebrate Dry January, and we've talked about this before, but in the time since our last episode about this, way back in a January long ago, maybe last year, I don't know, but there have been a lot of non-alcoholic additions to the offerings out there. It used to be just like O'Doul's. That was the one,
right?
And now it's like there are tons of craft breweries that are doing non-alcoholic beers. There are all kinds of NA, I don't know, hard alcohols that are not hard at all.
Right.
Soft alcohols. I don't know what you would call them. They're even like non-alcoholic whiskeys.
I know I'm really glad that they're offering so many different options like that. Cause I mean, there is so much pressure if you are, even if I don't really want to drink, like if I go out, like there isn't really an option of anything else.
Yes. Right.
So you just are like, well, I guess I'm going to drink and get like alcohol.
Totally.
There weren't a lot of options other than that. So I like that they give you the option, as long as some of the bars start carrying a little bit more of those options. That's another thing is just, I even suggested to a bar that I go to, I was like, hey, there's this really great, the CBD drinks or the what, some other options. Cause there's so many people that want to hang out that don't drink at all, or just having an option to, maybe slow down your drinking on a day or whatever you want to do, just to have that option is really nice.
Totally.
So they got a couple different options, so it's nice.
And so everybody's writing about this and talking about this because this is the month. But a couple days ago, I read this article on Planet Money, which is NPR show, and part of their newsletter. They were talking about all these things. So like craft non-alcoholic IPAs, spiritless bourbons, zero alcohol gins, alcohol removed Chardonnay, zero proof margaritas. But one of the things that really stuck out to me about all of this was that it was something like 82% of the people who are buying non-alcoholic beers, wines, and spirits also buy traditional alcoholic drinks, which I think makes sense because I've got some that I keep in the fridge. I like the taste of beer. Right. And sometimes it's nice to be able to have that and not have the buzz that comes along with it. So
yeah, it's nice you still get your craving for the beer or whatever, but you don't get the bad effects of the alcohol.
Totally.
So it's kind of nice for us when we're always recording, in the afternoon.
Right.
So
exactly.
Sometimes having those heavy ABV beers or whatever kind of kills the rest of my day. So
right.
It's nice to have this option.
Exactly.
You can still continue your day.
Yep. Which is really nice. And like we said, there are so many brands and breweries that are getting in on this that are really doing a better job of making the stuff tasty. It was for a long time. I remember saying this in our last episode about this, but for a while there were only a few, and some of them tasted like old glue or like just like this, but now they're really getting the flavors right. I mean, even Budweiser, they've got Budweiser Zero, which was big at the World Cup. I don't know if you heard about any of that they were supposed to be able to have beer, and then that changed at the last minute.
Yeah, they paid how many billions of dollars to sell beer there, and then last minute they couldn't. Yeah, I wasn't following a bunch of it, but I heard some highlights of that stuff.
Right. So Bud Zero was kind of that was the thing that they were
I
able
mean,
to.
that sounds, I mean, I'm sorry, but that sounds awful. Like, I'm not going to drink Budweiser if it doesn't have alcohol in it. Like,
You know,
what, like that, it's not something
yeah,
I want as an NA option. Like
right.
watery nothing without even any alcohol. No, okay.
I I understand as a native St. Louisan, as a person who was born there.
I know.
You know, Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser were a big part of that, and it's something that I'll go back to every so often. I am
Hmm.
curious how, you know, if Bud Zero has that flavor, because I will say that most of the non-alcoholic beers that I've had, they're super close. They're super close, especially the ones that are out now. But not all of them quite get it. It's a little more watery. There's just a little something missing. So I'm always curious, you know, is this going to be close? Is it going to get the same taste? Can they do that? Can they get it?
Yep.
So
Yep.
yes. So
Uh,
it feels like we should break into our drinks here. And
sure.
do you do you want to start with
Sure, I can start.
yeah.
So, one of my favorite NA beers is from Athletic Brewing. We've talked about them before, but they have a dark one. Well, they call it All Out Non-Alcoholic Extra Dark.
Ooh, nice.
So I pulled it up because I was like, I need to know more.
Yeah, so while you're
Now I
pulling that
can't
up,
find it.
Athletic Brewing is one of the brands that we talked about last year that has really, like, they have stepped up, and they are I mean, they are killing it. They have so many different varieties, even from last year when
Yeah,
we
they only
talked
had a
about them.
handful of them, but now they have, and then I went on their website and I'm like, oh wow, they have a lot more.
Yeah.
All Out. So this is their stout inspired brew. It's light but rich, smooth yet complex, and
Mm,
has a brazen flavor that never quits. It leads with notes of roasted nuts and dark coffee and finishes with a hint of semi-sweet chocolate. So, and it looks
let's
very
see.
dark in the picture, so I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah. I like all their labels too. I mean, they're pretty basic and pretty simple,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just something about them I like. I like their art style and all of that. So the Run Wild IPA is my favorite from them still, but I have not tried all of the new ones. So
This is very light. Like I
yeah,
thought it would, stouts are normally kind of a thicker feel.
sure.
It's, I don't know. It's okay. I was really anticipating the like heaviness in my mouth, but even though
Right.
after I read it, it was like light but rich. It's good though.
Nice. Well, you know, it's good to have those options. And I mean, you know, we look at where it's how far it's come in just a year or two, where we're going
Mm-hmm.
to be by like 2025 with non-alcoholic drinks. It's going to be next level.
25.
I think the
Yeah.
other cool thing about having these options is that it is good for, you know, if you're sitting at a bar with friends or somewhere and everybody's kind of drinking their drinks and you're not into it, then it still gives you something that makes you feel
Yeah.
like you're part of that, because that is kind of part of being out, you know, not in every case, but it is part
Yeah.
of that experience.
It's
So
it's so, I mean, yeah, it's kind of ingrained in us that if you go out with friends, you need to, get wasted and,
right,
you can go
right,
out with friends and hang out and enjoy their company without, you know, without getting wasted, which
totally.
is nice. Like
Yes,
I enjoy going out, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't really, I don't have time to be hungover tomorrow. So
right,
I like just don't go out at all. Like,
yeah, right,
I
right,
do struggle sometimes with only going out and having one. Like that just, I know it's not a thing because having
sure.
one makes me tired. So I'm like, why would I go out and just have one and then be sleepy
Right,
at the bar with my friends? So
right,
so it's nice just to kind of, I've done the like just have the CBD drinks out and that's fine,
sure.
to have something to drink. And it kind of looks it looks more like a cider or something because they have like crazy flavors to them. But
Yeah, yeah. That's, you know, that is definitely a thing. And the other cool thing about all of this is that there are bars that are opening up that are just,
Mhm.
doing non-alcoholic. They're doing booze-free drinks,
Yep,
mocktails, all
yep.
those kinds of things. And it's really cool. It's a cool way to kind of get to go out, enjoy some drinks, and do your thing. So yes. I have a drink that is not, it is decidedly alcoholic.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I have this because I also have a contraption that I want to show you.
A contraption?
Yes.
Oh,
So have you ever been drinking? You've got a can of beer and you're about to open it, and you look at this beer and you go, "Boy, I wish that this beer was actually a glass instead of a can."
Okay.
Well, somebody has, and somebody actually created a thing that allows you to take the top off your can and drink from that as though it is a cup. Now,
Okay.
my first thought on getting the pitch for this is like, well, if you cut off the top of the can, there's some
I know.
danger.
I'm like, my lip just hurt because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's gonna cut off my lip.
Right. Well, the folks at Draft Top thought about this, and they have created something that basically cuts the top off your beer and kind of bends it. Well, you know what?
Okay.
You're watching this Zoom, so I'll be able to show you.
You can actually drink it after you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
So this is it. It kind of looks like a penguin. It's got like little. It's
Little
kind
wings
of,
on it.
yeah. It's got wings. It's got this black part with a hole that you can see through. And so basically, what you have to do now, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to push everything back so that I do not spill beer on the expensive equipment. And I've got my can of Laurelwood Brewing Kids These Days Hazy India Pale Ale. Yes.
Kids these days.
Yes. So
I do say that from time to time already.
Kids these days. Yes. So you take this thing and it fits right on the it fits right on the can, and then you turn it counterclockwise until it catches the tab. So you can see here it's kind of caught on this. So the thing is, when you do this, when you push in the wings and begin to turn it to cut off the top, you have to hold the bottom. You can't hold the sides, because once it's open, it's softer, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to do this by holding the bottom and kind of holding it up so that you can see this. I am wearing a shirt that I don't care about, just in the case that this goes horribly wrong.
Has this gone horribly wrong already?
I did it.
You
over
seem
the
very
sink.
cautious.
I did it over the sink, but I
Okay.
was holding it toward the middle, which it says specifically, do not hold the middle of the can. Yet I was, and so there was a little spillage.
Okay.
So
well, that makes sense. Yeah, you cut off the top, it's going to be all flimsy.
Yeah, right. So I'm holding the bottom where it's sturdiest. You can see here. Well, you, Jody, can see here that I'm holding the base.
I'll take some screenshots of it to share.
All right. So I've got the bottom. I'm going to push these wings in.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Okay. Oh, God. Yes. And so
I hear it fizzing.
Yes. So I've got the wings in, and then you turn it, and you continue to turn. Holding it up and doing this is it's a bit
better if it's on the counter.
Yeah. So okay, so you spin it a few times. I'm putting it down. I'm just going to do it this way, as it was intended. They're like, please don't do crazy things. Okay, all right. So you spin and you spin.
I mean, are we just going round and round?
Well,
is that what you're doing?
Let's see. I am attempting to get this thing to come off here. Oh, hey, there we go. All right, beautiful. So basically what it does is
it
pulls
off there? Oh yeah.
Yeah, so let me see. Yeah, so I may have extended in the wrong way, but let me dry this off a little. So it basically pulls the top of the can off.
Yeah.
So you still have like the soft, the curved edge that,
Okay.
so I can kind of, let me drink
Yeah, I
some so I
see.
can.
I know. It's like you're gonna spill it now.
Yeah, and so it turns your can into a cup, and gets it right off there. I feel like it takes a few attempts, and
Yeah, you gotta get
definitely
used to it.
following the directions, which I do not have the directions down here, so I went by what I remembered, which you basically get the tab kind of into this snug position, and then you turn the thing and it pulls it right off, and then you've got a cup. Basically,
Okay.
you've got an aluminum cup.
I just
So yeah,
I don't know that I ever thought I needed to make it into a cup.
so I've been thinking about this for the last few days. I'm like, who needs this? Who would buy this thing?
I was trying not to be mean, but I was like, I
Yeah.
feel like that.
Whoa, totally.
I think it's
Right.
good the way it is.
Yeah. So exactly. So the only thing that I could think of is if you were at a sporting event, or no, I guess not at a sporting event. Like I'm thinking like well, I was going to say a kid's soccer game, but they probably don't want you to drink beer there. If you're out somewhere camping, let's say you're
Okay.
out somewhere in a big grass field for whatever reason you need to be in a grassy field, and you're going to be hanging out, and you've got that lawn chair out there, and you just don't want to pop the top. You want a classy cup made of aluminum, then that's what you'd use this for. So that's the only thing I could think of, is like, it's got to be just kind of one of those things. Like if I were as a younger man who drank a lot more beer, I could see doing this and sitting out with my buddies and like, drinking a lot of beer.
Thing. I don't know.
Novelty kind of thing, So, yeah, I like the novelty of it. I definitely would not be using it, again, near the computer or anything important, because
or if
I
you're
mean,
out
even now,
in the driveway or in the garage or in the backyard, hanging out.
Even now, I spilled a little on my hands, but
yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
I was also trying to hold it up and show you. I do think it probably takes a little bit of time to perfect. So,
it's a fun little thing.
It is,
but yeah,
so,
I don't. It's very much a novelty.
Yeah, so if you want to check it out, it's called Draft Top. You can find it online.
If you were craving an aluminum cup to drink your beer,
that's right.
Here's your thing.
Yep.
I don't know how that would have gone on Shark Tank. I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have invested.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's probably a good idea to look and see what. Let's pull up draft. I know it'll be like as seen on
Shark Tank, and I'm like, no.
Let's see. Okay, so Draft Top 3.0. So apparently can opener, soda opener. So not just beer, but I will say that when I was pitched, they knew knew the way to get to me. So okay. Yeah.
Do you want to drink your beer faster?
You know what's hilarious? It's been on Shark Tank.
But did they get anything from Shark Tank?
I don't know. I just see the Shark Tank logo. So yeah. So they sent me this drink topless koozie for the can, but I'll be honest, I'm not like, you would have to put the can in first and then cut the top, because I don't know about like trying to get this into the it's it's a very weak kind of thing. Okay, so I'm looking at their website, at the Draft Top website, and they're cutting the tops off of a bunch of these, and there's people sitting around a fire in a backyard or out camping. The kind of thing you would expect if you're going to use this. This is where you're going to do it. So yeah, that's there you go. Draft Top. It's called the Draft Top Lift, and it runs $32.99. So you can get different color tops if you want to customize it, and that's really all that I have to say about that. So there you go.
You release the full aroma, allowing you to enjoy your beer as the brewer intended.
I see. I guess it's trying to get you closer to draft than.
Yep.
I guess there could be an argument made for that.
Okay.
I guess I didn't really look at the About Us. They need a page that just says why.
I know. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it is. Oh, I was educated on using his canine teeth to remove the top of a beer can. He became the life of a party. Yes. Now I'm not surprised that the guy who would use his teeth to remove the top of a beer can created this. I get it. That feels right.
I think he's missing a few chromosomes or something.
So you know what? I think if
I need to get into my beer faster.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna run a business, you're gonna do a thing, do something you love. Do something. Yes.
Yeah.
So
find your passion and
there we go.
Run with it.
And so February 12th, 2021, Draft Top aired on Shark Tank and astonished everyone's favorite shark, Damon John, and he offered $300,000 for 20% of the company.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So there we go.
Oh, Damon.
Good beer, by the way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What was the beer again? The
Laurelwood Brewing Kids These Days, Daze. It's a hazy India Pale Ale. And I don't know, maybe I was just feeling the beer today, but it tastes really good. So maybe there is
getting
something.
that full sensory experience.
Yeah. Maybe there is something to it. I like it. So there you go. There's things for you to check out. And of course, our Untapped Heavy Conversation beer list, where we list almost everything that all the beers that we drink for sure. So, check it out and find your favorites.
Yeah. So they had speaking of those NA bars or speakeasies, they had there was a pop-up one here in Portland called Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
They did a pop-up in the Goat Blocks. It's like a building area in Southeast Portland here. So it looks like it's already closed. So I heard about it before, but I didn't actually get to it.
Before its time, probably.
Yes. I think they should have done a pop-up during January.
Yeah, and I think that one of the challenges here is educating customers and showing the consumer that these drinks can be as good as the ones with the alcohol. So, I'm looking at this. There's a 0 alcohol whiskey called Monday. And, I'm like, well, I could imagine a 0 alcohol whiskey not tasting very great, but
yeah, I think they could still, well, I don't know. Cause when you put it in those barrels,
right. So you get all the other things,
the smoky flavor and the woodsiness, but yeah, you
wouldn't
get the burn.
Right. That's the thing is if they ever figure out how to replicate the burn, there you go. That kind of, that would be a thing. So yeah, it's interesting. Some of these different drinks out there. And there are a ton. So if you're listening to this, I'd be amazed if beer is not your thing, but
yeah, but that's
maybe not. We talk about other things. We do. So, yeah, there are all kinds of things. I'm just looking at whiskeys. Ritual 0 proof whiskey alternative. Lots of good spirits, which I feel like were not so much of a thing last year, even when we talked about it, or at least we're not as well known, so totally pulling from the internet here to share with everyone, but the 11 best non-alcoholic spirits of 2023. I'm just going to pick the ones that stand out to me here.
Okay.
So there is what is this supposed to be? Botanical spirit alternative. So it's booze free. It's called Seed Lip, and it's an herbal, it's kind of like a botanical spirit. Original flavor is an excellent alternative to gin or vodka.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whiskey inspired spiritless Kentucky 74. So It is a 0.5%. Like it's the same ABV as regular kombucha. So
Okay. All right.
if you drink kombucha, you can drink this Kentucky bourbon without the alcohol. Ooh, here we go. I don't think I've ever really talked about this, but man, I love rum. Like rum.
Right.
If there was a
Yeah. Yeah.
spirit that I had to choose, it'd probably be rum. That's like, it's so good. It's just one of those, it's not the most refined spirit out there,
Yeah.
It's not like what you think of when you think of a gentleman drinking whiskey, but I love rum. And they have a non-alcoholic and alcohol-free, it's called ARKAY, alcohol-free rum, from Dubai. So where it was born in Dubai, where abstaining is a common practice due to religious imperatives. So yeah, it seems to be. They also have a white rum if you're feeling that, but the spiced rum is the way to go. So I'm very curious about some of these. Monday also does a 0 alcohol gin. So
Okay.
there's a ton out there that
Maybe we should find a bar that has a bunch of different NA beverages and go check it out.
we probably need to do like a non-alcoholic beer tasting or something, because
Oh
that,
yeah.
it probably wouldn't be as long as some of our
I mean, there's
holiday.
actually, I mean, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Even when I was
there
just at the
actually
store,
are.
there were a lot more than I remembered.
That's true. That's a good point. So yeah, it's it could be worth it. So I'm curious if you're listening to this and you have a go-to non-alcoholic beverage. I'm not talking like Coke or Pepsi here, or V8 or something. Like, what's a, you know, a non-alcoholic spirit or an NA beer that you like. We'd like to know about it. Hit us up on social at Heavy Convo in most places, and
Yeah.
let us know what you like.
I've been actually doing a bunch of the CBD drinks.
Yeah.
Those are pretty widely available here in Oregon. I'm sure in quite a few other places too. So, and I can't remember the name of the one that I like. CBD Portland. That's probably gonna have too many things.
I had never tried one, and then my lovely wife ran a 5K, and at the end of it, they gave them a bunch of free stuff, and there was a Rogue Brewing CBD drink, and it stayed in the fridge for a long time, and I was finally just like, "You gonna drink that?" she was like, "Nope." So I tried it. It was fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to drinks, for me, I don't drink soda generally, not because I don't like it. I just, I don't know, just don't care about it. We don't really keep it in the house. It's like water, sparkling water, coffee,
right,
beer. So, that's about it for the house. So, yeah.
And I know it's made here.
CBD drink.
I've had the Boneyard one. I wasn't certainly a fan of that one.
I'm sure wherever you are as you're listening, there's probably somebody doing some kind of CBD drink. It's worth giving a try. You might find one that you really like. I'm sure there are many different flavors.
Zentopia, I think, is the one.
Zentopia. Is it one that you drank on the show one time?
Yeah. Zentopia.
Okay.
Because they have some that have like tea in it as well. So there's caffeine in some of them don't. So yeah, caffeinated black teas, chill sparkling beverages. I like them a lot.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm really digging this no top thing. The more that I drink of this, I'm like,
Okay.
this is pretty good. I don't know. I cannot say it's because the top is gone from the can, but I can say it's not hurting the experience of drinking this beer. So who knows? Speaking of drinking, we do, we talk all the time about Untapped and about tracking our beers there and all that kind of thing. But I actually track water that I drink, and that you can do that with many different kinds of apps. And watch and all of that. I've got the Apple Watch that I just can press the button, put in what I drank and what I drank.
I was like,
and go from there.
I thought maybe it tracks how hydrated you are just by your sweat or something.
No, no, it doesn't go that deep. But the app that I use is called Waterminder. There are a ton of like hydration apps. And so as you can see, I've not put in my beer. I only have 2 coffees in here this morning, but it tracks whatever you're drinking. You can add your beers to it or whatever, and it will, how big the serving of water is or liquid, whatever you're drinking. And it will show you like, how hydrated you are. And so you put in when you start with the app, you put in like your it bases it on like your weight and your age, that kind of thing. So you can put those things in. It'll tell you, you need to drink this much. And it also reminds you, and it's got this, I will get notifications every so often that are like, it's time to drink. So I'll generally listen to that and drink some water, and then I'll put that in, or drink whatever I'm drinking and put that in. And
was that something, was hydration an issue for you, or was there something behind you wanting to track your?
I was not hydrating nearly enough. I wasn't drinking enough water, and it's one of those things where it's pretty easy to do that. I have bottles that I can reuse that are great for that. I just wasn't doing it. I wasn't getting enough liquid into my body. And so finally I was like, well, this could be beneficial. So let's try this. So I had it set up, and once I got the Apple Watch that I've had for a few years, it kind of just made sense to try and integrate that into my day, into my routine. And so I have, and I generally do well. I would say over the holidays, I kind of just didn't, wasn't updating and all of that, but now I'm kind of getting back to it and a little more focused on it. It also helps me like get up and, move around, because I'm sitting at a computer all day, and that gets old after a while. So, having a watch, having a smart watch, since I'm all in Apple stuff, having the Apple Watch has been really great for all of that, where it's like, okay, get up, go for a walk, do this thing, whatever. It's nice for me in my life.
Well, it's like a gentle reminder to like, oh,
right.
Because sometimes you get so focused on whatever work you're doing or whatever. Yeah.
I really just need things. Yeah. I need things to just tell me to do a thing. I need something that's like, do this thing. Oh, okay. All right. I'll do this thing. Yeah. And I do the thing. There we go. So
it's, I like having, whenever I watch the dogs, like I like that excuse of getting up and going for a little walk, but I won't just go do that on my own. And it's so weird that there's like a weird thing that I'm like, oh, I won't go. And what is that?
So I'm holding the can up to the camera here. I did find a little
sliver,
a little stray sliver of metal, and I can't necessarily blame that on the draft top, because I had to go around multiple times to make that, to get the top off. And the first time I did it, I used the directions, came right off. So, and I didn't have that problem. So you're just going to want to be aware of the top of your can. Just throwing that out there.
Pay attention to what you're, rip your mouth open. But so hydration is good. So you can stay a little bit more hydrated. Not drinking alcohol, I think that helps you stay hydrated too. So
it does indeed. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But replacing it with something else, that was a thing that I noticed when I have tried to do any sort of, I don't think I've ever really done a dry January, but I've,
sure.
But when you're trying to cut something out, it's good to have a replacement for that thing. So you're not just like, I'm just not going to drink. And so you just don't drink anything. And then you're like, ugh. So,
right.
Having something to replace it with is good. That's something that you actually like, that you will drink.
Yep.
Maybe trying to have a friend do it with you.
Yep.
So you can challenge your friends to have a, it doesn't have to be the whole month. It could be a week, or, just less drinking. There's a lot of benefits for doing the dry January, like even after the month is over. People normally just drink less.
Right.
So it can refresh your year, give your liver and your stuff a break and
give it a break. Yeah.
Give it a break after all the holiday drinking and refresh, restart, and
right. And and that's the thing. A lot of these non-alcoholic beers, if you like the taste of beer, which I definitely do, it's nice to be able to have that and then just go about your day,
Yeah. Like I pretty much have drank this entire dark beer.
Nice.
And I wouldn't normally drink a full dark beer at noonish, whatever time we're doing this at, because I'd be like, I'm going to go take a nap now.
Yep.
But I got a full day of stuff after this, and I'm fine.
Agree.
And it's good. Otherwise I wouldn't be drinking it.
Yep. So there you go.
Well, that's a start of our dry January. Well, at least maybe mine. Drier
January. Yes.
Yeah. Not dry, drier.
I imagine that I can definitely see integrating non-alcoholic beers into, my regular rotation. If there is such a thing. I don't, it's not like
I mean, we could look at your Untapped and see your regular.
Right. My regular, I guess my regular rotation is whatever is new and different that I want to try. So, generally
that could be the NAs.
Yeah, right. So they're always worth trying. So absolutely. But that's all I got about non-alcoholic beers.
Yeah, I'm excited to go try some more though.
Definitely.
Excuse me. All right. Well, on that note, thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, Jody.
Bye, everybody. Tell us what your favorite NA drink is.
Yes.
Or beer or whatever. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast.